I love birthdays. You love birthdays. Who doesn't love birthdays? Birthdays, they're an absolute blast. So let's get it started with a little bit of birthday song. Happy birthday to the Ham Planet Podcast. Happy birthday to the podcast. Happy fucking birthday to the podcast. Happy birthday to the show. Shall we head to my favorite planet in the galaxy? The planet of good vibes. The planet of good vibes.
The planet of good vibes. The planet of good vibes.
It's time!
All right.
I love humanity. I think it's great.
It's all good, man. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The Ham Planet Podcast.
Stick around.
Woo! Give it up. And that being said, we are blasting off into the galaxy of good vibes in approximately 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Top of the morning, folks. Good afternoon. Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ham Planet Podcast. I'm your host, Peter Ham. And if you're new to the podcast, it is an absolute pleasure to have you with us. Today is a special episode. Today is the 1-year anniversary of the Ham Planet Podcast. And y'all, I must say, it's been a special day of reflection and thinking about all of the episodes that have occurred over the course of this past year and how the show's grown and how it's just become such a big part of my life. And I'm just fired up for what's to come. So when I got the reminder that, a year ago I recorded the first episode with my brother, I went back and, I listened to the first episode. And so for those of you who don't know about how the podcast started, it was simply because I wanted to spend time with my friends. And a year ago from today, we were right in the midst of the shit. And, the podcast for me was a great way to connect with people and connect with people who I valued and loved and enjoyed spending time with. And one of the things too is I've always valued nothing more than just spending quality time with someone that you care about and having that quality time being enriched with each other's conversations and stories and vibes. And the podcast came to life. And it's been a great journey so far. We're really just getting started. I mean, this is the 1-year anniversary. I think I'm a pretty healthy guy. I'll probably make it another 70. So we got a lot of more anniversaries ahead of us, but super fired up. And more importantly, I'm excited about what's to come with the Ham Planet Podcast. One thing that's very important is that we are going to be transitioning from primarily just audio show to a show, video, in person. Going to be great. We're stepping up a notch, and I've got some great guests teed up over the course of the next few weeks, next few months. So we got another great year ahead of us. So with that being said, the focal point of the podcast today is the reason the podcast came to fruition. And that is the first 10, 12 minutes of the very first episode from the Ham Planet podcast with me and Chammy. And, you know, I know a lot of people out there maybe just watch some of the clips that are funny. Some people may watch, you know, a portion of an episode of someone they know, or someone may watch, you know, a few episodes here and there, or you just might see my crazy podcast artwork out there, and you're just like, Ham Planet podcast. That looks goofy. That looks crazy, or that looks unusual, or it looks phenomenal. But whatever you think, I really don't necessarily care. I hope you think something great, because the podcast is really a special thing, and it all revolves around the value that can come from spreading love, sharing love, and embracing the good vibes and embracing those that you care about. And a lot of you people know that our world, we've got a problem with people being on their phones all the time and not communicating one-on-one, heart-to-heart, shooting the breeze, and just open it up. And the podcast has allowed that to come to fruition with a lot of people I really care about. And I hope people always know that, you know, that is one of the roots that the podcast is built upon. It's to enjoy and embrace each other and talk about the good shit in life. So that being said, here we are. We got the focal point of the show. We got the first 10 minutes of the Ham Planet podcast, where I let you in on what this show is all about. So enjoy. I love you guys. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. If you want to support the podcast in one way, that is the best way to do it. No OnlyFans. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The first episode and the introduction to the Ham Planet podcast. Let's give it up. Mic check. Still 1, 2. You Gucci, brother? Shall we give it a go? All right. Show on the road, baby. We are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top of the morning to you folks. Good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to the Ham Planet podcast. I'm your host, Peter Ham, and I am hyped to travel through the galaxy of good vibes together. First and foremost, I gotta be genuinely honest, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you're hearing this right now, really means a lot to me, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I know that your time is valuable, and my goal of this podcast is to provide value to your life. Simple as that. My mission is that each episode of the Ham Planet podcast will help you look at life through a different lens, a different pair of shades, and give you a little different perspective, and enable you to step into the shoes of someone else. Because throughout my life, I've had the honor of knowing so many incredible, insightful people who have shaped and molded me into the man I am today. And I want to share that. I'm telling you right now, I'm on a quest to put them behind the podium, have them on the podcast and speak about their purpose, speak about the things that they've learned in hopes that it can provide value to you. So before you get all hot and bothered thinking that you tuned into a philosophy class, let's pump the old brakes and get a little personal. For those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Pete Ham, also known by many other aliases, which I'm sure you'll hear in the podcast. But one thing about me is that I love the power of positivity. I believe life is a product of how we interpret things.
You're never at the total mercy of life's surprises. No matter what life throws at you, because the life that we live is ultimately the life that we choose. So if you choose to focus on the negative, negativity will absolutely surround you. But if you turn your focus to the positive side of things, or the positive possibilities that can come from things that occur in your life, these possibilities gradually will become realities. And that is something that I will stand by for the rest of my days. Given that, I'm sure it's probably clear that I don't like bitching, I don't like complaining, I don't like moaning. And if that's what you're looking for, you absolutely will not find it here, so you can go ahead and turn me off. I am blessed to be an able-bodied man. I am happy to say that. And I believe every day is an incredible opportunity to close the gap between the man that you are today and the man that you inspire to be. And there are a lot of amazing people in this world that can help you do just that. So don't get me wrong, though. I'll be the first to admit that I am far from perfect. I have failed thousands of times. I have made big mistakes. I've made small mistakes. I've embarrassed myself, and I have fucked up more times than I would like to honestly admit. I'm human. And I'm also the type of guy who will try everything just about once, for better or for worse. You know me well, you know I'm a risk taker. I have and always will bet on myself 99 times out of 10, no matter the circumstances, because I truly will never give up. I welcome failure. I know that failure is the source of growth in your life, and I embrace that every day. I am a proud business owner. I am a proud American. I am a proud Texan. And most importantly, I am a proud father to a beautiful daughter. That is the joy of my life. And one thing that I definitely want to mention that life has taught me is that honesty in all aspects of life is the key to happiness. I believe as long as you have good in your heart, you should absolutely never hold back from saying what you want to say, doing what you want to do, and living the life that you want to live. And I hope to let that mentality shine through in the Ham Planet podcast. I know what makes me happiest in life is being true to myself and being true to others. I'm a firm believer in the fact that you should only focus on what you can control in life, because I see it every day. There's too much time and energy that's wasted on people focusing on things that are out of their control. One of my favorite quotes is that you are the master of your faith and you are the captain of your soul. Shout out to my cousin Hunter Graham for showing that to me over 10 years ago. It is still one of my favorite quotes to this day. But I hope this podcast empowers you to control your ship through the voyage of your life. I will make it very clear right now, I will never apologize for being who I am. And I look forward to really showing you the purest form of Peter Ham through this podcast. That being said, I will not judge others for who they are, where they are, or what they want in life. As long as you're motivated to be the best you will have my full support. And, you know, at times you may disagree with things that are said on this podcast. You may love every single word you hear. You may think I'm over the top. You may think I'm crazy. You may think I'm insane. Who knows? You may think I'm a genius. Regardless of what you think, my hope is that you will embrace the good in each episode, and in each guest, and in each day of your life. Because that's what this podcast is all about. Embracing and sharing the good shit in life. Nothing more, nothing less. So to cap off the intro, I might as well throw a few fun facts out there about me that are definitely relevant. I am a rugby player. I'm a former car salesman. I'm a Culver Military Academy alumni. Shout out Culver. I am a proud graduate of the Baylor University, Sikkim Bears. I am a guy who's fascinated by human performance. I love psychology. I love science. I love history. I love marketing, sales, economics, and leadership. So I'm sure those topics are things we'll all kind of dive into throughout the podcast. I love life hacks. I love a good ice cold beer. Love the Dallas Cowboys. Absolutely love pushing myself to the limit. And I love getting after it in the gym. I am a meat wagon, as some would say. And I love wearing insane sunglasses, and I love wearing my fanny pack wherever I go. And if you don't have a fanny pack, I highly encourage you to get one because it's changed my life. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. Guys, I am super honored to be your host today, and I hope through this podcast, I can send some good vibes your way. If you like this podcast, share it with everyone you know, with your mom, with your dad, with your best friend, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, with your uncle, with your son, with your daughter. Anyone who needs some good vibes in your life, I hope you can share this podcast with them. So, without further ado, hop aboard the Ham Planet spaceship of positivity and let's travel through the galaxy of good vibes. I am proud to present our very first guest. First time's a charm, and we shall see how this goes. The man of the hour, my big brother, Christopher Ryan Ham, also known as Chamalama Ding Dong. Chris, how the hell are we?
Buenas noches, Famer. How we doing?
Brother, we are doing great. We're doing great.
I'm excited to be on here. I think this is going to be great, and I don't know if there's a better host in the world.
Well, brother, I share that ambition, and I think it'll be good. And if it's not, who cares? You got to give it a shot.
I love it.
You got to give it a shot.
All right. Well, there you have it, good people. I hope if you did end up listening to it all and you're listening right now, I appreciate you, and I hope you were able to gain some valuable insight as to what the Ham Planet podcast is truly all about. And one thing I want to say in closing is that know that there is nothing more valuable than you sitting down, putting away the phone, putting away the distractions of life, and sharing a heartfelt conversation with another human being. It's something that's hard to come by nowadays, ladies and gents, but you got my word that I will always make it a part of my life and a part of who I am. So with that being said, y'all, hope you enjoyed this little snippet. Sure, I'll probably do this shit every single Ham Planet podcast birthday. So every June 25th, we will do a check-in for the good old birthday. So, as we always say, ladies and gents, always remember that you can never overdose on the good vibes. And we will see beautiful things.